Hey everybody, this is Alan Moore, Certified Financial Planner and founder of Serenity Financial Consulting. Thanks for joining me. If someone depends on you financially, particularly for your income, then chances are you need life insurance. Now, life insurance can come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, but the question really is, how much life insurance do you actually need? So I want to start with the 4% rule. Okay, the 4% rule says that whatever amount of money you have in a lump sum, so you have sitting at the bank account, will produce about 4% of income for the rest of a person's life. So for instance, if you have $1 million sitting in a bank account, that will produce about $40,000 in income for someone for the rest of their life, assuming that that $40,000 grows with inflation, and we're keeping the probability of ever running out of money pretty low. So think about how much your spouse or partner would need if you were to die in terms of income. So let's say they need $100,000 in income. Multiply that number by 25 and you have the total amount of money that you will want to leave them in the event of your death. Now, you subtract out retirement accounts, investment accounts, savings, all the other money that you have, and that can get down to the number of basically how much life insurance you'll want to have. Now, I wouldn't include the home value. That's a common question of, do I include my home value in the life insurance calculation? Probably not, because it's really hard to get income out of a home. So I wouldn't include that for this number. So just for a quick example, let's say you want to leave $100,000 in income to your spouse. You have about $500,000 in a 401k and $500,000 in an IRA. So that $100,000, you need to leave about $2.5 million for your spouse. Take out $500,000 that was in your retirement account, $500,000 in your IRA, and you're left with $1.5 million. So that's our starting number in terms of the life insurance conversation. Now that's a big number, right? $1.5 million sounds like a lot. Just keep in mind that that's actually only going to produce about $60,000 in income. The IRA and the retirement account are going to produce the other $40,000. So it's really not as big of a number as it seems. So am I telling you to go out and buy a $1.5 million life insurance policy? Not yet. There are some other pieces that you want to consider. One question I want you to ask yourself is, can your spouse earn an income? So if your spouse has the ability to, after they have kind of gotten back on their feet, to go earn $50,000 a year, well, that $100,000 has suddenly become $50,000. That significantly reduces or possibly could even eliminate the need for life insurance if their ability to earn money can make up for the loss of income. Maybe they have the ability to actually earn more than you do in the workforce and have simply chosen to stay home or whatnot. There's a lot of different variables there, but their potential earning power will have a big effect on how much life insurance you need. The second question to ask yourself is, do you want to provide for them for the rest of their life or a certain period of time? Now, I had somebody tell me one time that I didn't need life insurance because my wife is young and pretty and she would just remarry, so there was no need for me to leave a significant amount of life insurance. I've chosen not to take that advice, but the point that we can take out of that probably inappropriate statement is that what is it actually going to take to get them back on their feet, allow them to push the reset button after your death, because everything's going to change. And maybe just because you're living on $100,000 now doesn't mean they need $100,000 after your death. Again, maybe they retrain, they go back to school for a new career, and they're able to earn enough money to live on. Maybe you just want to leave enough money to help cover those particular expenses. And that's just going to have to be a conversation between you and your partner or spouse just to determine what's going to work for the two of you. In the end, you want to leave at least enough money so that if you were to die tomorrow, your spouse is not worried about how they're going to pay their bills. Okay, you want to take away that frustration and that fear and anxiety, because that's not what they need to be focused on. At your death, you want them to be able to focus on what's actually happening as opposed to the money. If you're able to leave them enough to fully support their lifestyle, wonderful, but that amount of insurance has to be balanced with your current lifestyle and how much you can afford and want to pay for life insurance right now. So what do you think? Do you have enough life insurance based on the calculation that I threw out there? Do you need more? How are you coming up with the number of the amount of life insurance that you need to have? Definitely feel free to share in the comment section. So that's all I have for today. Thanks so much for joining me.